You guys, today I had to make this video for you and be completely transparent that I had a real estate deal fall through this week for my first time home buyers just a couple of days before closing. And I know often as realtors, we like to share how great things are in real estate and business is just going fantastic. But things are not always perfect and things don't always align the way we wish. And it's particularly hard when my clients and I are this close to closing on a deal and it all of a sudden falls apart out of nowhere. It can be completely devastating for everyone involved. So today I'm going to talk about the 5 different ways a real estate transaction can fall through and how you as a new home buyer can prevent this from happening to you. In some cases, you could have more control than in other cases, but the key is to try and set yourself up in the best position possible for the things that you can have a little bit of control over. I'm Cherilyn Williams, a local Chicago, Illinois, and Indiana realtor, helping you build your dreams through real estate. And if this video provides valuable content and information to you, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for weekly real estate content that is made just for you. The number one reason, and often the main reason why a real estate deal will fall through is because the home buyer could not obtain financing with a bank. Before you start your home search, you should receive a conditional pre-approval letter from a bank or lender. And although it is great that you got pre-approved and you have that pre-approval letter in hand, and that is the first major hurdle in home ownership, you still have to be aware that the pre-approval letter is still not a guarantee. It is more probable that you will close on the loan and get to the closing table when you are pre-approved, but you guys, it's not always certain, so be aware of this. Many critical factors could change between the time of pre-approval and the actual underwriting process. So let's dig a little bit deeper. One thing I'm going to tell you is that when you are completing your mortgage application to get approved, please be upfront and honest about everything, especially your job history and employment. Do not be dishonest, thinking you can get away with not disclosing something or something is not significant enough to make a difference, because it will be found out anyway in underwriting. I guarantee it. They will be closely examining everything about your job history and stability in order to loan you thousands of dollars. So start off on the right foot and don't play any games. For example, it is standard that you should have 2 years of employment history, but if you don't, you need to let the mortgage lender know up front, because the lender may know some workarounds or some other options for you to this standard rule to help you get qualified. Because you don't want to go through the hassle of looking at homes for weeks, finally getting an offer accepted in a multiple offer market, paying for home inspections and appraisals, only to find out in the last minute that your loan did not get approved in underwriting due to you not telling the truth about your job history on your initial mortgage application. And this is simply something that you can control, and that is being honest on your application. And you guys, like I said, you can't get away with anything with an underwriter. Now, if you have any potential changes in your job during the underwriting process, this would be considered something out of your control and not your fault, but it could still disqualify you from getting a loan. And also with financing your loan, the interest rates could go up and fluctuate. And if you didn't lock it in, that could be a problem, which could make it more difficult because you would end up with a higher mortgage payment that you may not feel comfortable paying. And one other scenario is if you take on any new debts or new credit cards, or you decide to withdraw, or deposit large sums of money without an explanation. You could not be able to get financing. So as you can see, financing can be a major deal breaker when trying to get approved and is one of the main reasons deals fall apart. The second way a real estate deal can fall apart is by the home inspection. The home inspection is one of the most important contingencies in a contract. And home buyers should always have a home inspection. I don't care how busy and crazy the real estate market is or how bad you want a house, never forgo a home inspection. What's great is that the home inspection contingency protects you, the home buyer, in case there are major issues wrong with your new home purchase. You have a certain amount of days to have your home inspection completed. And as long as you do the inspection and request any repairs that you want from the seller within that time frame, you are all good. If the home inspection report comes back with a lot of issues that you may not feel comfortable with, you can ask that seller to perform the repairs, or you can back out of the contract with return of your full earnest money deposit. But sometimes a home has too many things wrong with it, and you just may not feel comfortable going through with buying the home. You then could cancel the contract and move on. Or sometimes you can request repairs and the seller just says, no, I don't want to do any repairs. You can say, okay, well, forget it. I'm out of here. So a bad home inspection is the second reason why deals fall apart. Now, let's get into our third reason, and that would be a low home appraisal. When you take out a mortgage with the lender, they require an appraisal from a licensed appraiser to assess the value of your home by comparing it to recently sold homes in similar age, design, number of bedrooms and bath, square footage, amenities, and if the home comes in at a lower appraisal amount than what you are trying to buy the home for, the lender will not approve the loan. In a case like this, when the home is appraised for lower, there are a few options that you can take to still get the home. You can ask the seller to lower the price to the appraised amount, but some sellers may not want to lower their price and say, no, I'll just pick another buyer that will pay the price that I want. Because there are sometimes some greedy sellers out there that want to get more money, and they don't care how much you love their home. They're looking at their bottom line. The second scenario is that you can pay the difference from value to what you want to pay for the home. But this would need to be paid out of your own pocket, and that could be a large amount of money to cover that difference. And many people don't have that much money lying around in their savings account. And let's say the seller is not budging about lowering the price and you don't have the money to make up the gap or the difference. You may just have to walk away and cancel the contract. Now, this fourth reason is a rare occurrence, but sometimes it can still happen, and that is if there are any title issues. When buying a home, the title company will run a title search to make sure the seller is the true owner of the property and if any outside person has any rights to the property. They are also checking to see if there are any existing liens against the property or unpaid property taxes. Because, of course, when the title is transferred to you as the new homeowner, the title needs to be free and clear of any title issues. If there are title issues, you can try to work together with the seller to clear them up, or you can choose to cancel the contract and move on. Now, the last and final reason a deal may not happen is because someone just got cold feet. Whether it be the seller or the buyer, it can happen either way. And there could be a variety of reasons why someone could get cold feet. Maybe a buyer finding out that they don't want to pay that high of an interest rate on their mortgage and they prefer not living higher than their means and being house poor. They may say, I'm out of here. I don't want this home after all. I had some sellers once that were getting a divorce and were selling their home, and we were under contract, and they called me up and told me that they decided not to get divorced and they wanted to cancel the contract. So there can be many reasons why someone may want to back out of the deal, but there could be some serious consequences if they do, like losing all of their earnest money. So you guys, these are the different ways a deal can fall through, and I don't want any of your real estate deals or transactions to fall through because it can be really heartbreaking for you and everyone involved. So try and control what you can, put your best foot forward, and go out there and get your dream home.